Willkommen, bienvenue, welcome. Today is the last shave of the European Artisan week. So I'll show you in a minute what the last soap is. But we're wrapping up tonight and that's it. Next week it's Diarrhea Awareness Week. It runs until Friday. So what are we doing last? Pretty obvious for me. It doesn't matter, but it's a nice one. It's one of the best. It's a classic in Europe. It's Wickham 1912. Now I have a strange jar. It's usually red, I think. This is doesn't matter, but you can see that that's sort of the logo, and that's what it typically looks like. This is Magnum, and Magnum is delicious. Brush is Grey Dog's Full Moon Synthetic with a handle he turned himself. It's a maple from his backyard. I always get the woods confused. He has a lot of fun with that. Razors Thierry Sarr, Loup et Bélier, the wolf and the ram. So it's silver steel from Sheffield, and it's made in Thiers in France. Pretty little thing. Ram's horn, I think. Would make sense, wouldn't it? And I'm going to end it with aftershave from Night Music, Barrister Man. And I even have the Eau de Toilette, the perfume. So we're going full blast. Bien, voila. I'm going to, I am wetting the brush. I'm going to wet my face a bit. I've been cleaned. Well, I had to clean myself actually properly and put on a bit of moisturizing cream for the face. About 20 minutes ago. I like to do that before the shave. It conditions the skin very well. And it doesn't seem to interfere with the soap, with the lather of the soap. So I don't talk a lot about soap bases or what's in the soap base. And you don't care because you never comment either. I usually have old soaps that have been around for a while. And I don't care very much. I care whether or not they work properly. This one has no meat in it, and no trace of animal stuff, so it's vegetal. And the scent notes, I read the scent notes because I can't explain it, just very nice. So you start off with, see if I remember, sweet lemon and fresh basil. Okay. And then midsection is rosewood, and the base are musk and amber. So it's fresh and there's a bit of sweetness to it, but it's manly, it's masculine, and it's just terrific. I think I've tried nine or 10 different Wickham 1912 soaps, and most of them are spectacular scents. I got 2 on the way in, hopefully from the UK. I ordered them from Agent Shave because they had some Phoenix and Bow that I wanted. So that's quite a bit of soap painted on the face. So painted, distributed properly, quite dry, sort of almost dental, what do you call it? Toothpaste in its condition, whatever. So I'm adding water and I'm splashing it all across. Wife loves that. As I frequently say, the splashes of soap are my little little signs of love to her. I have to clean the bloody thing myself though. She refuses to do that. This brush is terrific. It's so nice. It's pretty. So it looks good. It's a good fit. And it's really good. So this is an easy soap to work with, the way I like it. I just added water, bit of aggregation, bit of aggression, and you're well underway. This is still dry, so I'm going to keep adding water to it. Happy to play around with it. Why not? That's a good part of the fun. See how far you can push it, see if you can get it to exactly where you want, etc. So Darren is the man who makes the soap. I don't know him. And he lives in the very, very south of England, if I understood correctly, close to Southampton. Southampton, which is a port city, and I think that's where the Titanic set sail. So that's something to brag about. No, but a lot of, I think Liverpool. I'm gonna be corrected, so that's fine. But Liverpool, Southampton, I think were ports where a lot of the European immigrants to America embarked. Okay, historians go. I may be completely wrong, but he also had sensitive skin, and I think psoriasis, is that English? I think he wrote on his webpage. I haven't stalked him or anything, and really wanted something gentle for sensitive skin, and came across, he was making soaps under different names, and he came across a soap recipe which was actually from 1909, I think, but someone misunderstood and thought it was 1912, and that's how the name became the name. And it was a 100-year-old plus recipe, which was tweaked and tweaked and tweaked, and now not very much remains apart from, I think he wrote stearic acid and coconut oil. And now it's a modern soap. And it's a classic, and it has both classic and quite interesting scents. It has a green Irish tweed type. I don't know if that's the intention, but it sort of smells quite similar to it, called shamrock tweed. It has a fern, which is a fougere, called Irish fern, I think. Should we play more, or are we happy with that? We can put even more water in. Why the heck not? You know, nice ending before the diarrhea week. Let's make it really runny. English rose, which is rose and grass and a bit of wood, and it's spectacular. You most frequently hear people talk about Club Cola. Certainly in America and Canada, it's Justin, the Red Island Shaver's favorite. But perhaps the biggest fan that I know of Wickham soaps is Martin from YMMV Shaves. He's got all of them and some special editions too. So I asked him for advice, which ones to pick, and he said all. Or, yeah, basically. And they are all very nice. I think he said cashmere is a favorite. But anyway, pretty good stuff. So let's put some English steel to the English soap and try not to mess up. We have this, did I tell you we have an exercise competition at work? So we're in 4 different teams, and the team who exercises the most during 6 weeks wins. And holy, I don't exercise, but I am competitive, and so I'm always hurting somewhere, bad knees, and you know. Remember, nerdy, remember I talked about the Swedish witch, where it comes off the razor, and of course somewhere something is left. It's like capillary powers, whatever it's called, but part of the steel where the soap was, it just went off, and you can't see a trace of it. That, to me, that's quality. Oh, but anyway, so I do what I can, right? So I walk fast a lot, and I've been riding the training bicycle thing that I have at home, which has been collecting dust for a while. And it took 4 days, and now I can neither walk nor cycle because my poor body, it just aches everywhere. Oh. It so sucks getting old. Well, it's my fault too, because you know you can keep in shape even though you're old, and then you don't have problems like this. But I don't, because I'm lazy and I hate exercising. So you know, what can I do? It has to be 30 minutes, and it has to at least moderately raise your pulse to. There's no specific rule, but you know, I should get my pulse to 110, 120 at least, preferably more. To get something out of it. So what I did was, my son has a miniature gym in the basement. So I don't know what those things are called in English, but you lie down and you have dumbbells maybe. So he uses that. So I went down there, and I have this we call it a sandbag or a sand sack for boxing practicing, you know, big tubular thing, and you box. So I did that and alternated for 30 minutes. And I didn't go at it very hard. I just felt my pulse occasionally, just to make sure I had a bit of pulse, that I had pulse. So it really wasn't hard, but I haven't been lifting weights for so long. I'm shaking, I can barely, tomorrow is going to be horrible. Wow, this razor, this soap, this brush, beautiful combo, fantastic. And the thing with, because I like a lot of soaps. I don't know why I buy so many and try so many. I like a lot of soaps. There are a few soap bases I dislike. Because if you tweak a soap, you know, apart from, I have a few pet hates. My hand just won't do what I tell it to do. Holy shit. I'm horrible the day after exercise, and 2 days after is the worst. But I'm going to do 30 minutes of something every day for those 6 weeks, except if I'm, you know, in a hospital. And it's not because I'm an exercise fanatic, it's because I want to win this thing. But we are 8 or 9 in the team, so we're in the lead now after 5 days. I don't know where I was going. I had a thought that I lost. Most of my thoughts aren't very good, so doesn't really matter if you lose them. So yes, Wickham's, and it's good stuff, and yeah, I hope shipping from the UK isn't going to be too complicated. I didn't order any aftershaves or anything containing alcohol because I know that's now being an issue. All of a sudden, because it wasn't before. So should be okay. I'm happy to wait. Well, happy is a strong word, but I understand I can wait. Usually from the UK to Sweden, it takes normal post. I'm going to say 2 weeks, which isn't too bad actually. And you can get it quicker too if you have priority, Royal Mail, whatever. Whereas from the US, it's very frequently 4 weeks, 5 weeks. I've had 8 weeks. Russia's the worst. Siberia, the god-awful soap. Russia's take on William's mug soap. What did I say? That was 3 months, I think. So that's, and I think that's rather normal. Well, it was Corona time, so that makes it a bit worse, even from the US. At least in the beginning. I guess they didn't know what to check, huh? In containers and trucks and so on. This scent is intoxicating. It really is so well put together, such a beautiful blend. Slippery. Darn. Very nice. I've purchased one soap from a lot of soap makers, so I don't have a big collection of many. I try samples, etc. Wickham's is probably the soap maker where I've tried the most scents, because it is 9 or 10, and it's not all that he has, but it's a good part of them. Might be all actually. I haven't smelled Club Cola actually. That people rave about, and it smells like fizzy cola, and I don't know, maybe that smells good, but I don't like to drink it, so I didn't get that. But anyway, he's quite the scent maker. They're all nice, none of them are weird. I like weird, you know that. Weird scents are interesting. These are all fabulous. And it's so hard to compare soaps, because it does depend on what you like and what's important. Slickness, I can't think of a soap that wasn't pretty slick. And honestly, I find, at least with a straight or a chevet, doesn't necessarily need to be. It's almost all about the blade and the razor. Maybe it's different in a DE, possibly. But for me, the soap is the pleasure of making the lather. It is the scent. I do notice a difference in post-shave, but my post-shave feeling depends primarily on what form my skin is in. Like in the winter, and I'm outside a lot and I haven't had enough to drink water, you know, I feel that when I shave. I get a little bit of irritation no matter what I use. And I think that's more important than what soap it is. Prove me wrong. But I still like different soaps. I do have favorites. But it's so subjective. It really is. I'm not, I admire people who grade soaps and who make proper reviews. I can't even begin to try, because the soap one day and the soap another day will have a different effect, especially on the skin during and after the shave, what it feels like. Even if the lather is fantastic, you can feel weird if your skin is not on form. I'm gonna try a different angle here. Yeah, it's good to do on camera. I have a whirly thing there, which it never gets clean. But you can try, eh? Such a good razor. Just watch Gordon Christie shave with his Artisan. He loves this as well. Brilliant. Very good. So I'm going to rinse a bit, see what it feels like. Someone asked, will I grade the soaps that I've tried this week? Because there has been 8 in total, and I won't, because of what I just said. Is it annoying to have the faucet tap rinsing running when I'm talking? I apologize. Go to rinse quiet, down here, and cold. Voila, there you go. So I won't. When I shave with Laugar or the Swedish witch, I think of Nina and Sara. So that gives me that gives something to the experience. When I shave with Wickhams, I think of Martin from YMMV Shaves, and that doesn't help. No, but other people's opinion matter, and you get a feeling for a soap maker. You do. My feeling for Wickham 1912 is that it's amazing and the scents are fantastic. Labels are boring because they're all the same, just different colors. I don't care. I'm just saying for the people who care, and the American market perhaps. But and Phoenix and Bow, that's so cool, and that guy seems like weird. I don't know, it just seems a bit weird, and I kind of love that. Matti soap, I know Matti. It's just hard. It's hard to judge. Hats off to people who manage to intelligently grade and put marks, like music, to soaps. I don't, and that wasn't the purpose of this week. It was just, I wanted to show some European soaps. You've seen some of them before, but the Europeans are not so widely spread in the US and Canada as they should be. I'm not gonna say anything because then I'll be told I'm a wimp. But I felt that. So I don't know. It's cost. It's more expensive to make soap in Europe, mainly because you have to get permits and test everything properly, and not everyone can do that. But they are great. I mean, there are all of the soap makers that I showed this week are great. I think great, and such a spread, and signature soaps with oatmeal looking, put on the damn label yourself. I mean, I find that so cool. So there's a lot of European soaps to be found. I realize it's hard when you're outside Europe to purchase them because it's expensive. Mind you, most Europeans buy a lot of US and Canadian soap, and it's equally tough with customs duties and shipping, etc. So be nice to have more distribution of European brand soaps in the US. I mean, some of these are distributed, I know that. But it would be nice to see all of them and distributed quite well and marketed better by the makers, because the American and the Canadian soap makers are really good at marketing, branding, social media, etc. At least within the nerdy hobby cycle. Outside, I don't know. Anyway, it is what it is. I hope you enjoyed that. So new theme next week. And I told you what it is, so you got something to look forward to. Please don't unsubscribe. Just joking. Sunday evening. Enjoy it if there still are hours left on the Sunday. Otherwise, have a great week, or at least a good week, or at least don't die. That's a reasonable goal, isn't it? Thanks for watching. Stay sharp.